What is up? This is Arlington and I just landed right now. We're taking a quick family vacation, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today. Today we're going to be talking about me installing a missing system, not just a regular missing system, a tankless missing system. And also I appreciate you guys for 2,000 YouTube subscribers. Things like that really pushes me to create more content, so that's what I really needed. So let's get it going. Time to unbox and install my first tankless missing system. I have installed missing systems before, but this will be my first tankless one. And what I love about this company is that they provide all the equipment you need. You don't have to order one separately like compared to the other missing system companies. They provide you with a ruler. Okay. Also a pro tip, make sure if you're going to be installing a missing system, make sure it's close to a water faucet and an electrical outlet. And what I like about this customer, he extended his outlet. 1/4 of a drill bit is recommended to drill on the walls. Of course, we forgot the pads on the back of the system. Where it says outlet, we're replacing that T-unit with an elbow since we're only going to be working with one tubing. So now we're going to be putting this tubing on the ground at the beginning because that's where the entrance is at, so we can put it on the fence. Like if the lawnmower comes, he doesn't cut this off, so we have to do a two-piece. We were going to do it a one-piece, but it wasn't going to be doable. So when they first taught me how to install a missing system, something that really impacted me is that missing systems is all about creativity. So get creative with it and make sure before you install, talk the game plan with the customer and let them know how you're going to be installing it. Alright, so I had a customer request because right now we put tubing all around the fence line, right? And then pretty much midway of the tubing we're going to drag it down here and then probably break this to go up here and go around the porch. But customer doesn't want that anymore, so we're just gonna, instead of putting tubing here, we're gonna put a nozzle here. So we have to pretty much put more tubing and put that T instead of that elbow that we did at the beginning of the missing system, so we can drag the tubing all around here. So right here, I would have done it a little bit differently. I would try to put it all along the gutter, but that's okay, it's not too crazy. And then you see how the tubing doesn't really look, it's not really seen. It should be like that, discreet. That's how a customer likes to have it.
Don't forget, stay hydrated.
We typically charge $400 more since we're putting 2 more nozzles there, but I gave it to him for $200. He just wants to change. He just wants to change out his layout. Not gonna charge him more extra. We're just gonna charge him extra for the nozzles for sure, but I gotta look out for it. What I love about having another option for a missing system now is that usually when I go quote for a missing system, I always like to offer 2 options to my customers. And it's nice to have 2 options when it comes to missing system, one that is tankless and one that is not. So I gave this customer that option. I'm like, hey, look, if you want to go with the tank, it's going to be this certain price. If you want to go tankless, it's going to be $500 more. Whatever you're quoting for missing systems, you know, quote that for a regular tank, right? But if you're going to give them that extra value of having a tankless system, I mean, me, my end, I charge $500 more, but that's up to you. But that's me. And he ended up choosing the more expensive route because he doesn't want a tank. And of course, customer feels better having an option of not having a big tank. Now we're going to be changing out the layout. Right? These type of systems, you should be charging no less, minimum $2,500, right? Missing systems. I'm talking about with the tanks. Now that it's tankless, you got to charge a little bit extra because it is a more sophisticated system. They don't have to keep refilling it up. It's already dragging water out of the water source. Yes. I'm gonna put it right here. Oopsie. Make sure whenever you are cutting, make sure you are cutting flat and not at an angle. Also, another quick tip is that you can get 1/8 of a drill bit to drill the holes for the screw to go in, or buy yourself some sheet metal screws so it can drill with ease, which I just showed in the screen. Now we're talking. I want it to be tight. Okay, done. And the last nozzle, Usually, sometimes you can put an elbow with the last nozzle, and I'll just stop it right here. Or this is the elbow I'm talking about. You can end it like this. You don't have to put a stopper. And put in Teflon so there's no leaks. Time to pair it up. Device pairing. Make sure you download the app. You have to create an account, of course, and it might send the verification to your spam email, so I had to go to my spam. But now I'm pairing up. Big tip. Test it without the chemical. Just test it with the pure water so you can see if there's any leaks, and that's what we're about to do right now. And it's still kind of pairing. It's all paired up, but let's see, let's change the settings a bit. I do it usually, in my experience, I do it usually for 45 seconds. So and of course, whenever you finish installing, you're gonna have some mistakes, you're gonna have some leaks, and it's okay. This is very fixable. Now it's working. It's just water. This is why it's important to test it with water, but so far it's looking good. Another tip, other than using soap, is put in a straight unit so you can extend more the tubing. To instead of replacing the whole tubing, you can just extend it with a straight union, so you can actually put it in more. So we put like two to 3 straight unions to extend the tubing, to make sure it really goes in the nozzle, or which is the T-union. Now that we fixed the leaks, now let's see the bad boy do his thing. Very magical, very beautiful. And then customer requested to add more nozzles on this side, so we did. We added more nozzles here around the porch, and then we ended it there. All right, so we have a tankless system right here. May you tell the audience why should they go tankless?
Well, the reason why I went tankless was because I didn't want a big canister against my house, and I like the way this looks, and I think this will be a lot better.
And there you go. It's more of a neater backyard instead of having a big old tank.